Hello and welcome to PocketGamer.biz's Monetizer. This is where we look at free-to-play mobile games. Let's have a quick look at the monetization and the kind of general flow user experience. So, the game we're looking at today is DomiNations. So this is from Big Huge Games, who kind of have a pretty good reputation from the PC strategy kind of gaming scene. They kind of started out from spun out from Ensemble Studios, so well known for kind of Age of Empires and all that kind of stuff. And this is their first mobile game, and it's published by Nexon. So obviously Nexon, again, pretty well known PC free-to-play publisher. So kind of some big reputations, kind of relying on this one. So let's have a look. I've kind of started a while back, so but still not very advanced. As you see, I'm still in the Stone Age. So in some ways, kind of quite a traditional kind of strategy game, as we kind of understand them on mobile. So we go in here, I mean, just see, this is my kind of the heart of my base. Now I've just upgraded it, so let's see all this big 3 is going on. So just press on that. So my nation has reached the Bronze Age. I've unlocked all these following items. It's got a pyramid, wow, gracious, and an acropolis, and hanging gardens. Okay, Stonehenge. There we go. Some good historical architecture there. There we go. Wow. So there we go, the Bronze Age brings it new weapons and new warfare. Roving bands of enemy players can now attack me. Okay, so a bit of PvP is going to enter. Compete against other players in the league. Leaderboard, okay. Currently I have a peace treaty for 24 hours, jolly good. I can use crowns to activate new peace treaties when my current one runs out. I expect I have to buy those. This is my kind of a guide through the early stages of the game. I can claim a reward. There we can see some goals as well. Okay, so in terms of the kind of basic monetization of the game, we have, as most of these games have, so we have 2 basic soft resources, so a gold and a food. So gold is my little gold mine down here. Oh no, he's gonna tell me some other more stuff. Okay, yeah, rearrange my base. So there's a gold mine. So I've only got 6. My massive empire only has 6 people at the moment, but I can send them off to go and do some mining. So they're going to wander around there. And you can see here, it's quite graphically quite nice. You kind of see what's going on there. I can speed it up with one of these kind of crowns. So this is the hard currency. So as we'd expect, various options. Got a starter pack. That's not bad, is it? And going all the way up to $100 for the mountain of crowns, 14,000 of them. Again, a fairly standard kind of exchange ratio. So the other thing to get is food. So one way of getting it is I've got these fruit trees, so I can send my guys to go and gather from the fruit trees. What else can we see? The different units. I've got some defensive units here. I've got a tower, only level 1. Okay, so interesting to see here. So my upgrade is not just spending money, and in games like Clash of Clans, I mean, a lot of these strategy games is they've had building units, and building units are specifically used for building. You can see in this game we basically have these. They're not specifically building units; they're just people in my empire, and they're used for everything. So there's kind of a subtle kind of tweak of the process here, where we're not having builders, we're just kind of having a more, I guess, holistic and more integrated use of just these people in my empire. And not in Clash of Clans, it's not really, that's really quite a military based thing. There's not really just people wandering around. Whereas this game, you know, these guys have kind of looked at games like Civilization and that kind of thing. That's where a lot of their kind of defining DNA is based on. So we've got some fruit trees and gather again. So there's a stag here. I've got 3 of my guys that then go off and hunt him. And actually you see them. He runs away. And my guys whack, whack, whack. Oh dear, poor old stag. No vegetarians in this era, clearly. So what's going on here? So these are slingers. These are obviously attacking units. This is something I researched earlier, so it's telling me they deal 4 times damage to foot troops, low hit points, vulnerable to cavalry, blah blah blah. So we go here, this goes to the research thing, so I could research some warriors, and upgrade my warriors. if I upgrade my blacksmith, I can get bowmen, horse riders, all the way up here. I can get some ballista. Tactics, okay, and some general units as well. Okay, Alexander. Choose a general top rate. So clearly this is kind of sitting in between the kind of PC style, very in-depth civilization research kind of based game and and a Clash of Clans. So, and I guess this is where people are looking at kind of games like Clash of Clans and Boom Beach, and thinking how people clearly understand how to play these games. People clearly like to play these games. How can we give them something that's different enough to make it interesting, but not so different enough that they kind of don't understand or can't quickly understand how these games work. So what else we got going on here? So there's some forest. Obviously you can kind of clear this forest. You can see this is the outside world up there. So by the end, and I'm in the space age, I'll probably have rocket ships and stuff in here when I. So what's going on here? Oh yeah, so this is a very PC thing. So I've built a road fairly randomly, but I get gold for connecting these roads up. Let's go and pick that fruit tree. So in the store, I can probably now build loads of things. Oh, okay, so this is a very kind of typical Civ thing where I can choose a kind of a wonder for my empire, and they all have different kind of options. So I can make my defending army tougher, speeds up troops spawning. Pyramid will grant a boost to my field. Stone Age will grant me a bonus gold from a caravan, and increase the effectiveness of my road networks. And the Hanging Gardens will increase the resources gained by fruit trees. I'm not really sure what to choose those ones for. Yep. And you can see here, it kind of shows you kind of fairly straightforwardly kind of gameplay elements: the economy, defense, army, and wonders. So I can build some more roads now. I can build another mill, market, farms, storehouses. So let's build a farm then. I have to start clearing some trees, mightn't I? Is that going to go there? Yeah. Okay. So you see, two of my guys there are going to spend a minute building a farm. So I guess we get the basic idea about how the base is going. What's in there? That's my starter pack. There's a bit of monetization there. So $10 I can get 1,200 crowns, which is what I get for $10 anyway, and I get an extra house. So it's a slight incentive, I suppose. So let's try and do a battle. Now my armies, I have to say, are not very advanced. I'll probably do some slingers now, can I? But my capacity is only 10. Well, let's upgrade. Have I got 4? Let's see what it goes. Okay, so let's spend half an hour upgrading that. But in the meantime, let's lose a battle. So multiplayer now, or I can continue my single player PvE stuff. So last time I attacked Babylonia and got whooped. Let's try and attack the upper Euphrates. So for those of you who know your geography, we're in in Iraq and Syria, which is probably some political point to be made there. Let's attack. See how we get on. So I've got 10 spearmen, and I'm going to attack this base. This is 2 defensive units there. Let's see how we get on. So they're all going to. So I can get them all to go here and attack that defensive unit. And see, this is on a timer, so I can't really control them anymore. And again, this is something a lot of strategy games are kind of looking at. How can we give them more? Because in a PC game, you'd be clicking and tapping all over the place. Mobile games haven't really done that, so now you see my guys are not really know what they're doing. Half of them attacking this, half of them attacking that base. I can't really do anything about it. Oh, there we go. That's pretty quick. But it's a different way of, I guess, providing more control, but not providing a PC level of control. And then we can see up here, it's obviously time-based again. This is complete destruction. So this is quite nice. There's different bits of destruction, so you get different stars for how much damage you do. One if you destroy the town centre, and then it's a time-based thing. So I did okay there, got some loot, and all my troops survived. Oh no, they didn't. 2 of them got a lot beat. So this is, I guess, a lot of games now, strategy games, have been looking really at not having this thing where all your troops get destroyed. Oh, yeah, my troops gone now. I think they've all gone, haven't they? Yeah. So that's kind of. I think. Oh no, here they come back. So I only lost the ones that were killed. And I think that obviously encourages you to be a bit more careful in how you use them. So that's a good thing. So there we go. There's DomiNations. I guess the interesting thing to see with this game really is if it can find that sweet spot, kind of in between a very straightforward Clash of Clans Boom Beach type game and a PC type strategy game. Obviously, there's quite a big gap kind of to fill there. Lots of people are trying different ways of doing it. And obviously, these guys at Big Huge Games know the strategy kind of gameplay. Know the options that you can do, and just be interesting to see if they've found the right audience. And I guess the other thing is their audience has tended to be fairly Western. And obviously now mobile games are a fairly global situation. So quite whether this will appeal to the big markets in Korea, Japan, and China, which are three of the top kind of 5 markets by value. That becomes quite important. Obviously, Nexus as actually a Korean company to begin with, and now floated on the Japanese stock exchange, should be able to advise on that. But we will wait and see how it rises up the top grossing charts or doesn't. So, yep, domination from Big Huge Games and Nexon.